Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record weekly review special for week 40 of competition. This week I brought in 1,947 points, still well short of my best round of 2,336, but a lot better than the last couple weeks. Back up a few hundred points, and that is despite a new game that started up this week. The current virtual best also rises again despite a new game to 2,510 points this week. And then that all-time virtual best rises a little bit more now at 3,622 points. Let's take a look at each of the 10 games individually that featured on this week's list. Football Manager 2018, one more win recorded, now at 217 points. In Dirt Rally, I came to the end of the second season of competition, and it's going to result in promotion to the third tier, as well as a new classification coming up, and a good score of 277, and a pretty solid base score going into Season 3. With that double promotion, we'll keep that score quite high, so it might take an episode or not to get back up to that mark. First new game that's featured, this is now Phase 2 of the revamp of the channel. I'm going to be going full sports now, as it's clear that that's where the majority of my audience is drawn. And so the first new game featuring already is Overcooked 2. Not your traditional sports game, but competitive cooking. And the awesome thing there is that my wife, Soccer Kitty, is featuring on the channel now. So she is playing Overcooked 2 cooperatively with me on that one. And we got off to a good start with 70 points in the first week. Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2017 came to the end of another season. Best score in a while. Came with promotion, 240 points, but still well short of the record haul of 310. It's going to take another March Madness appearance to probably match that score or better that score. Draft Day Pro Golf, still no points scored there, but progress is really starting to get made now that I have started a playthrough on version 1.1 on very hard. It's a challenge, it's a struggle, but we'll get there. F1 2018 added a 10th place finish that inched me a little further along, 170 points there. Motorsport Manager, good scoring haul, finally coming in, now at 60 points. I'm really getting there. This second tier took a little while to adjust, but I could definitely see that record falling this season, maybe, definitely by next. Europa Universalis 4, 484 points now, approaching that 500 mark, that halfway there, but getting relatively late. So that playthrough is nearing its end. That game will also be outgoing and replaced by a sports game, but I'm going to finish that round up, get all the way to 1820 on that one. And in Factorio, we did an entire speed run this week, as I had recorded before deciding to do this changeover to all sports games. So Factorio, in its final week, 6 episodes, all the way through a speed run, and it was going awesome. Oh my goodness. If you haven't watched, you should check that out. All 6 episodes. I was shattering my record. So far better than the first 3 speedrun attempts at Factorio. And then I ran out of resources again, so I did not make it in the end. But I was definitely on my way, better than I have. So if you want to see me actually grow into a game in a shorter version, check that out, because I was a couple hours ahead of schedule before I had no resources anywhere near me. Both oil and iron ran out. So that's the complete series there. Next week, we will feature F1 2018, which, oh, wait, there's already F1 2018, but it's going to be Manager Mode. I found a variation to play that, and it will feature on the channel starting next week. Also, within this episode, I will explain the rules and the scoring for that. And finally, in Pro Cycling Manager 2018, massive progress made, 29 points, which is still a low score, well short of where I was. But now that I'm at that World Tour level, it's been tough to get points. I've been playing teammate role a lot of the time. I finally got an opportunity as co-leader in the Tour of the Basque Country. Managed to finish 12th overall and get the young rider jersey, best young rider jersey. So I think the points are going to start coming in a little more steadily, and it is quite possible that I will beat that record earned at the continental level this season here at the World Tour level, and I won't have to wait another year or two to be competitive enough to do that. So once again, the overall total just short of 2,000, but did rise the current virtual best, but Factorio is going out this week. So that's 450 points that are going to go away and be replaced by the new playthrough, which I'll have the first 2 episodes next week with F1 Manager Mode. Quick look at the all-time virtual best score. EU4 rises, but still in second. Dirt Rally jumps 2 spots, now at 277 points. Football Manager 2018 is into a new season, so it's still short of its record, so that score is not rising currently. Pro Cycling Manager, same deal. But F1 2018 is right there, closing in on that 11 spot, and not too far off the 10 spot either. So F1 2018 is likely to be the next one to climb inside the top 10. However, Overcooked 2, brand new series this week. I'm looking to bring in 30 or 40 points an episode based on the first couple of episodes. So it could quickly find itself over that 200 mark here in just a few weeks. And that all-time virtual best score is now at 3,622 points. And then we'll see how the release of Manager Mode in F1 2018, how that one goes. Speaking of F1 2018 Manager Mode, here's the rules. Difficulty is going to be set to 80. No, it's not 100, but if you watch my F1 2018 series, I'm not there. I'm not at that level yet. No flashbacks allowed. It's a manager mode, so it's meant to be a lot of simulation, AI stuff going on, and not direct involvement from me. But you cannot play the game entirely by simulation. You'll get fired. Guaranteed within a handful of weeks. So that doesn't work. So you have to have at least partial participation to play this mode. The less participation you have in the game, the earlier you'll get fired. So I'm trying to do the minimal amount of participation to keep your job, and then see if you can develop a team over time while doing that. So the only participation I have is 3 flying laps in free practice 1. Meaning I get 3 hot laps. Whichever practice programs I want to run, I only get 3 hot laps. And it's all quick in succession, and then I'm out of FP1 and I skip straight to qualifying, which is going to be set up as a one-shot qualifying, meaning every car gets a single lap, and then that's their placement. Same conditions. Technically, it's at the exact same time on the track. So one-shot qualifying, I will do that. So that it all means I run 4 laps on a track, and then I'm going to be moving on to the next race weekend because I'm going to simulate the race and get the results. And then, how we get into the scoring is like this. Car upgrades. I'm going to start with Sauber. So I'm starting with a back marker. No, it's not Williams, but it is that next team at the bottom tier. And the reason why I'm not doing Williams is because that's the team I'm doing for my Road to Glory series. So car upgrades, 100 upgrades out there. 2 points for each upgrade. So that's 200 points that go to the car. The constructors' points, not drivers' championship. This is about managing the team and not so much one car. I will race alongside Charles Leclerc because, I mean, come on, it's Leclerc. He's awesome. He's going to Ferrari next year. Good driver. I want a good driver beside me. Ericsson's not bad. I like Marcus Ericsson. Kind of sad to take his spot, but got to take somebody's spot. Anyway, constructors' points, 700. That is that right around that historical record. Mercedes here in the turbo hybrid era have topped 700 twice and have been close to it. So that's kind of right around that best ever mark. One of those times that they bested it, I think, was by like 3 points, and then about 45-ish points here during this era. But otherwise, every season, and any time that there's been competition at the top, it's definitely been under that mark. So that's somewhere right around what a top team may do if they're dominant. The last piece, the last 100 points, is going to come essentially from qualifying. So that's the one part that I have an impact on directly, other than upgrading the car in the long term, which is going to be difficult to do because I'm never going to get the kind of points you get in a traditional career mode. So the qualifying countback is if I can get into the top 5 or Leclerc, then you get 5 points for first, 1 point for fifth in that countback fashion, and then that'll essentially get us to about 1,000 points. This is going to be a hard mode to do, and it really, really could come down to a full 10 seasons to get the car good enough to get to the top. Reason being, career mode. The key to career mode is doing all of the practice programs where you get a bulk of those R&D points. And then participating in qualifying, participating in the race, and at least being able to perform where your car should be. I'm going to come into this with a lot of AI control. I'm doing only partial practice programs, so I'm not getting anywhere near as many R&D points there. Now, qualifying, hopefully I can do a good job with it on an 80 and be a little above that, but in terms of driving, that's kind of where I'm at, a low 80 anyway. So it's not like I'm going to suddenly just get a bunch of first places. And then the race itself, well, starting out as a rookie, I'm not going to develop very fast because it's going to be AI controlled, so it's going to go out there and give me a slow time. So I'm going to be in the back a lot until I can get that car up. So it's going to be interesting how I balance that out because I will need to make improvements to the car in order to keep my job. If I get fired, it's round over and we start over and try again. So it's going to be an interesting mode, something different that you've probably not seen anywhere else in F1 2018 Manager Mode. But that's going to do it for this weekly review special. Tune in next week as we get that under the way, and definitely check out Overcooked 2, as I think once it does start getting some views, it's going to be a real smash hit. Should be a lot of fun playing that game alongside my wife. Really looking forward to that one. And that's it for this week. Bye for now.